And we are back. It is time for a action-packed Act 3.
Action-packed act?
Action-packed Act 3. Controlled with these dactyls? I don't know. I'm just trying to find an extra act to put in there.
Is there a name for that? There is a name for that, right? For an internal rhyme? Is that what it's called?
I think. I could be off.
I'm not a...
What is the dactyl structure?
I don't actually have any kind of liberal arts degree. I almost did, but then I didn't finish that, so I'm not qualified on this.
It's a foot in poetic meter. It's exclusively what it says. For example, the words typical and elephant both demonstrate a dactylic stress pattern. It's a metrical foot with with a stressed syllable followed by two unstressed syllables. Yeah.
Okay.
My partner is very much the humanities of the two of us.
Okay.
So I
You're the
know.
Human, he's the humanities.
No, he's the human and the humanities. I'm a robot that converts ramen and whiskey into videos on indie games.
Wow, such a boastful man.
I mean, I do though. That is the input and output of this system.
That's awesome. Well, I will say it is the metabolic rate is high. That's for sure.
I didn't even ask.
Shine for me.
I didn't even ask.
No, this is good. I don't think you need to ask. We're same brain. We are synchronizing over these runs, which might be bad. Actually, isn't the point to have different perspectives? If our perspectives come too close to center, is that?
Well, I ask in counter, would you have taken the apparitions last act?
No.
Exactly.
True. And would you have passed on tungsten rod?
No, I would have clicked it.
You would have clicked the thing.
I disrespect the runic cube though. Like there is like a huge amount of disrespect from me on that part.
Do you ever click on this evolve?
Oh, I thought you were about to say intimidate, and I was going to say yes. Do you ever click on the evolve? I mean, like it's possible extra draw in the fight against the heart, but at the same rate, we're drawing 7 cards a turn.
It's particularly so. Drawing more cards is always solid with Snecko, just because of what it does to your curve. It's particularly that I think it could be useful against the heart, and it lets us be even more cavalier about producing our own statuses from things like power through and from our immolates. And it's actually a good counter to Donu Deka. I think it's worth it here. It's not like great, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'll give it a little bit of a click.
Ooh. Just a small click. Wow. There's a demon form in the deck now too, right?
Burning Candle, Cursed Key, Runic Cube. We can take every curse this floor and just treat them as draw as well as exhaust.
Wow. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, I think that's good.
There's your disarm as well, by the way, if you want it.
I think the disarm is great, and I think this heavy blade is god tier.
How? Oh, right, yeah, no, we have demon form in the deck. I was about to say, how are we scaling our strength?
Yeah, we've got the card to do it, and it's on sale and upgraded. That's just so much value right now. Because we know that by turn 6, it's hitting for in the hundreds, which means we're closing fights. Shrug and remove.
Also just gonna click that one. Yep. And the remove just on a basic strike, I think.
I think so too. Yeah. We're trying to lean on our apparitions and to just get all set up. And if we could reduce down to only 2 and 3 cost attacks, I'm in. I think we should take the fight.
Okay.
Well, we gotta fight
the reason I didn't want to take the fight is because I want more curses for the sake of the blue candle. The normality bug has been fixed, and we have a lot of draw in this deck. I worry about that. Wait, how much draw past the opening do we have in the deck? Yes.
But that's 999 gold. You could be so rich. And that gold instantly heals you for 5, which is wasted. But it's an exciting thought.
We could be so rich. How often do we end up utilizing? Well, actually, 100% of the time.
I think we should do it. And then there's one in the next act. I want to be rich.
Let's do it.
I want to be famous.
I'm so keen.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Open it. Take it. Click the card. Click.
Wait. But do we though? Because
you're right. You're right. We should Sapphire Key here.
Yes.
So that we can take the next thing. I think you're right. We're skipping all of these. Are like This run is unbelievable. We skipped a tungsten rod on purpose. I think I dropped defend, honestly.
Yep.
Honestly. We skipped the tungsten rod on purpose, and then we skipped fossilized helix. We're skipping like the best rare. Like it's incredible actually what we're doing. Are you gonna click on the clumsy because you can, or will you choose what do you choose?
I mean,
it
you
will
have
make your
to.
blood for blood free.
You gotta click on it.
You gotta click the cards. Oh my god.
It draws 2. I mean, come on.
It does. It really, really does.
We're gonna find the corruption, by the way. At the rate this game has been going so far, the corruption just can't be that far away.
No lie.
All set up, no execution.
Nice. Where's that barricade? Show up. Oh, normality will get it to us.
Uh-oh. There's another normality in there somewhere.
Oh, okay. Wait, I genuinely think that we might
hold. Like play evolve, hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Because we've got demon form and barricade coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we also specifically opted not to play a strike on that turn for the sake of activating the active wall for that as well.
But now we're ready. We've got the normality demon form barricade wombo, and we're online. Battleship, fully operational.
What is that from?
Starcraft. Battle cruiser. It's been so many millennia since I actually heard that accent that it's all wrong. But you know, it's enough to help us remember. Okay.
Some of them just get stuck in your head though, like the not Resident Evil, the Red Alert Tim Curry, just I'm going to the one place that is not tainted by capitalism, space. Oh,
man.
Tim.
I'll never forget you, Tim.
Is he? Wait, did he pass? I think is he not around still?
Gosh, I don't know. But I'm saying in that moment when you said it, you know.
Right.
I don't. That's heavy though. How are we gonna win the fight?
Huh? Oh well, at some point we're going to turn and burn, and I'm evaluating at the moment whether that's now, and I think it is.
Can we do enough damage?
Yeah. Yep. We can. I have a lot of faith right now in this.
Okay. I'm glad, because I got nervous there that we weren't gonna, like, if you can line up the one body slam turn with vulnerable and all the goodies. Oh, now we have hit. How much can we set that up?
16, 32, 64. This gets set up by 20% extra damage. 20% extra damage on 64 is what?
Another 12.
Yeah.
Another, yeah.
So that's enough?
That enough? If that's enough, then awesome. If not, this was definitely Gambler's Brew, right?
Yeah,
GG. Nice. I got scared. I'm super glad that it all came together.
Mm-hmm. As am I.
Okay, is another Blood for Blood super exciting because of how much we're, like, clicking on curses?
Is it? Because, so only when it's in our hand is it going to benefit from the cost decrease, because otherwise we draw it and it randomizes its cost again from the Snecko.
Yeah, but then it's, like, almost a bludgeon? Or something? It's like a big damage card, right?
We're about to pick up another curse guaranteed, but we're also guaranteed not to pick up any other curses because every other space is occupied, right? So 4 curses with 2... I could do it. I'm actually kind of looking at that pummel right now as we just leave it in the deck as a giant heavy blade that happens later.
You know, I could dig that too. And we're about to upgrade Demon Form almost definitely, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I think that they're actually fairly similar damage numbers whenever it matters. When it doesn't matter anyway, right? Like, a lot of hallway fights we've just so solved.
Uh-oh.
I think we berserk for sure. We've got Gambler's Brew to bail out if we have to.
Okay, cool. Because I was worried about the possibility of no apparition next turn and just having a real shocker, having a Barry.
Are you gonna float energy for the powers? Or is that worth less than 18 damage? I don't actually know.
Well, I mean, it really depends whether or not we're setting up, and I don't think without setting up we do enough damage, so I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I was approaching this more as a hallway fight right up until you said that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Our deck is in a weird place. It's genuinely hard to evaluate the deck right now, I think, because it is capable of producing such crazy damage, but that's also pretty tenuous. Like, it's not always going to happen. It's very dependent on getting those block numbers up, and if we don't line up our apparitions, it just doesn't always happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a funny place. But I'm quite convinced that it's strong, or at least strong adjacent. It's definitely strong adjacent.
I like the hedging of the bets on that one. I think it's... I gotta say, I'm not certain I entirely agree. I think it is very, very strong, and just like recognizing what we are doing in a fight before we start executing that is something that we need to, or I say we, because I'm piloting it at the moment. It's something I need to be doing more commonly.
No, but it's we. But it is we though, right? I mean, that's one of my jobs here as co-pilot is to check the intuition in the beginning of the fight. Okay, what's our plan? Where are we going?
Mm-hmm.
Are we hard in on scaling, or are we, what exactly is our plan? Where are we headed?
But I think when we go hard in on scaling, nothing stops us.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we do seem to be quite strong.
That's why I'm not really threatened. I guess also, like, I was carrying that same confidence in the giant head fight of, as long as we get the scaling online, we will win this fight.
Yeah, and we did. We got it online late, and we still won, which is a really good sign. But it was scary for a brief moment when it started hitting, and I realized, other than the one impervious, we don't have a consistent way to outscale that damage. Like, we don't actually consistently make 40 block a turn.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
consistently make about 20.
There is another world where we did that exact same fight. You said the exact same thing. We drew differently after I said, no, we're fine. And then we lost. And I had to say, well, I guess we weren't fine.
Yeah. But I think this dexterity potion is very good.
Better than the fairy in a bottle. Yes? Or do we throw the cultist ritual and just scale slower?
I think
we need the gambler's rooster.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Oh geez.
I'm leaning towards fairy in a bottle.
And just we have lizard tail, and that's enough life extension.
Yeah. Lizard tail being the life extension that we need to get past the second stuff that the heart does, but the first we just ignore effectively.
Okay. Here's the big question. Can we consistently beat the Act 4 elites with no potions? If so, I think Gamble Dexterity Cultist is sweet going into the heart with a lizard tail.
No, but I think we might need the Gambler's Brew in the elites.
And then at that point, is Dexterity Cultist Potion? I mean, it's still really good. I think I'm into dropping this fairy. I think I'm with you.
Okay.
Particularly because if we don't line it up for a big hit, it frequently just won't actually do anything.
Do we even have enough support to take that anymore?
It's a really good question, right? Kind of.
We have two more shops to discover the support, though. We have another shop here and a shop next floor. I
guess with the curses, at least, we've got some fairly consistent fuel first cycle. I think it's good. It's certainly better than a defend in this deck. Bear.
Nice.
That's great.
Very
Next elite
nice.
is Reptomancer. We destroy it. I'm making predictions here. This is not known, but it's predicted. Do you ever upgrade the bash here? I like the shockwave
first.
Yeah. Repto. Yes. And then the shop has a mango and an oddly smooth stone. And it's orrery. Oh, an orrery right now would be spicy.
All right, I'm on board. I'm ready to see this universe that you've drafted in front of us.
I like imagining universes in which I succeed. Those are good universes.
It's nice to finally succeed.
Yeah. When are we drawing this normality? I'm ready.
It's not happening. I keep trying and it just doesn't happen.
Who are you gonna start dunking? Are we just going straight in on Repto in this fight because we just apparition our way through the? Yeah, bingo.
On turn 1, I decided I'm going to be holding the pummel for the sake of the Art of War extra energy. And then at the same time, I effectively decided, okay, so I'm not killing any of the daggers.
Right.
I mean...
Feel Apparition Heavy Blade is just a kill, right? Nice.
Perfect. Hey!
Bag of prep. Let's go. Even more card draw. Do you take a sword? Do you want a sword?
Maybe.
If the sword was also a boomerang, would it excite you?
Oh, wait, this one is a sword and a boomerang. Hang on, Teak.
Yeah.
Teak, no, I have good news.
Okay. Tell me.
It is actually a sword and a boomerang.
That's incredible. That's so rare.
Guess we'll have to take
I've
it.
never seen something so brave.
I'm assuming the power potion's not better than these, right?
I don't think so. I think the dexterity is really good. I think I underrate dexterity potions, and I'm not going to make that mistake in this run. I think the dexterity potion turns our defense into true grits.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 cards in a deck of 39. Granted, many of 10. We have 10 cards in a deck of 39. Granted, many of these are going to exhaust that actually provide any block.
I mean, I think this dexterity potion is... I think we can conservatively say that it produces 20 plus block.
Yes.
And I think that that's a relevant thing for this deck.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Oh my. You want to click on everything? Do you want to click on an apotheosis?
It's a good question. The apparitions would be nice.
And the defense and just the block cards. Yeah. I'm all in on Bag of Marbles. I'm all in on Happy Flower. I'm all in on strike removal. I'm all in on buying another ghostly armor.
I don't want to click everything is the thing. I'm looking at the rest of these and I'm like...
Pommel Strike is good. Pommel Strike is great. Do you want the cheese?
Do I want the cheese? Oh god. What could we find in the next shop that would be better than finding more likely an entrench or a body slam? Because I worry that there isn't anything better than staying in our lane right now, effectively.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. But what if we got like a nightmare? What if do we have another elite fight after this?
Yep.
Listen, okay, I'll give it to you straight. I think that this relic, other than on Watcher, is always turning your run into hard mode. It's paying money to make your run less consistent. And I've taken it many times to try to prove to myself that I was wrong. And granted, I came in a bit biased, and I've had some runs that got so broken. It's high variance relic. You can do some crazy cross-class things. We don't have much time to verify it, and we aren't Watcher. It's probably just a waste of money.
Let's waste that money.
Yep.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta try things like this, right?
Sometimes in life, click the cards. This might be the case where it's worth losing the energy, right? Bash, Heavy Blade, and Strike, it's a lot of damage.
Yep, alright.
I think that's worth, I think 40 is sufficient.
I think it became a lot easier to do that when we got the second energy from the Cursed Key.
Yeah. Agreed. If we were on 3 base, we would have to be like, no. There's no amount of damage on this turn almost other than lethal. I mean, lethal would be enough. I would be willing to not float the energy if we could also end the fight.
I don't know. See,
I know, it's tough.
It's a rough one. I'm not sure I agree. I'll hold here, though.
Sure. How can we... Oh, wait, we have Enchiridion. Okay. I am imagining a world.
Excellent. Describe it to me.
Oh my gosh. A beautiful world where we just produce that corruption that we want so badly. We just get it. We just get it out of the... Was that ever a reason to take a power potion?
Fishing with the corruption. So are they affected by the rarity of the card that you get.
Oh my gosh, out of a power potion? Yes. I have to assume that power potion works like any other card generation, which is that it weights all of the cards equally.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Transform effects, card generation from Dead Branch, all of this kinds of stuff basically puts all of the cards into a big pool. And so getting corruption should be just as likely as getting metallicize.
I mean, especially because like Juggernaut is not a miss. Barricade's not a miss when you do it on turn 1, and you might not get the barricade for 10. Sorry, you might not get the barricade for 4 more turns after that.
Okay, but you know what? We have another shop too, and so we could always end up in a position to where ooh.
Yeah, I don't think
Crush Joints was at least a consideration, right? But we could always end up in a position where in the next act we ditch one of our potions to take a power potion at that point. Power potion also plays pretty nicely with Apotheosis.
That's why I did it in that order.
Nice, well played.
You can get me once, game. I'll give you once.
Did we remove a strike over a normality? Truly, we are bold.
Oh yeah, 100%. The normalities for me at the moment are better than the strikes. They trigger better effects.
We can play around them. It's true. We can play around them. It's every once in a while it will like kneecap us, but if we just play carefully, we've got 2 kneecaps. Okay, I can probably afford one. It's just math.
This is why I was given 2 kneecaps.
Yeah, throw one away on the way to the heart.
I have actually already destroyed one of my kneecaps.
So. Oh yeah, you told me that. So this is close to home for you. You did it. You made that trade, perhaps not willingly, and perhaps you wouldn't do it again.
Honestly, it wasn't that bad of an experience. Like, other than the pain instantly at the time.
That is unbelievable to hear. That is incredible.
Just
I love how vindictive you are against this exploder too. That was gonna die and do 1 damage to us.
It has to die.
Like, you do have to go. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fight these thorns instead.
These only get killed by the base cannon.
That's right. We have chosen to lead a different life.
I will see the base cannon in the next cycle, and then we'll do it again.
This is one of those positions to where, in the Twitch stream, right? You're live, and someone is like, coming from a good place. There's no malice here, no troll or anything. Why didn't you play this way or that way? Like, wouldn't this have been optimal? And the answer is like, yes, but the optimality is between we win and we win, right? Like, you're at this point, there it is. Click it and win. We're optimizing between winning and taking no damage and winning and taking no damage. So every once in a while, you get to allow yourself to like kind of turn the brain off.
Do we play like Dark Embrace at the end of this whole turn so that we don't draw into?
Yes. Wait, we don't have barricades, so no, because we're gonna play an apparition. So we would Dark Embrace apparition at least to give ourselves the chance to draw barricade, right? Because otherwise we're kind of throwing away Impervious and Flame Barrier without getting the sustained value, and that seems like a mistake.
Okay, I like it. Solid vulnerability right there. Hey, that's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah.
Get past those curses.
One of them is gone. Oh my god. That's so much feel no pain. Oh, it's really tough, right? Because it's like, there's still 1 normality floating. It genuinely might be worth removing 1, specifically because of this circumstance.
Yeah. That's so little pain, though.
I know, but like, we need to be barricading here. That's the trouble. At least the body slam is
no!
Was gonna be 100 damage.
No, I did the wrong order.
Rest in peace, bug. So I think we've talked about this before. There was a long-standing bug where you could click hard enough, which is already how I play the game. You could just click on normality so hard after playing 3 cards that you could still exhaust it.
Yep.
You just spammed the number key. It's incredible.
Extremely powerful APM strats right there.
Dude, we're gonna die. Like, we don't have barricade online. We have to solve this.
Oh?
Maybe not. You're so confident.
I might be overconfident. Let's solve this problem that I created of having no scaling whatsoever.
No barricades and no demon form, and we have played all of our block cards.
It's fine. There's the demon form.
We do have evolve, and so like it'll create block with dazed, but we do have to turn in and win here, for sure.
Fine. God, always making me have to focus on winning. It's almost like this is some sort of a series based around stringing a bunch of wins in a row.
That's right.
There we go. We got 87 block online. Is that enough?
You know what? Okay, what really did it? I didn't think this is something that this fight really drove home. Corruption let us play every single apparition. That's the first time in any fight that we've played every apparition. So we actually got 5 free turns, which we've never had before. That's a really big deal. That proves that turn 1 corruption is actually just probably the correct play in this deck.
Yeah, which actually is, like, in my estimation, heavily increasing the value of that power potion that we turned down.
Yeah, and also removing 1 normality, just so that we can have that kind of degenerate draw against the heart.
Yeah.
I think we can float the 1, but having 2 makes it so much trickier to draw forward there.
I hate to say it, but I think you're right. And not that I hate to say I think you're right, but
it's okay. It's fun for Teak to be wrong. It's good for us. You want to upgrade Disarm?
I'm looking at Evolve as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm happy with Disarm. Yeah, go for it.
I think they're both fine, right? Come on, big shot. Mummified Hand is huge.
Holy hell.
And actually, is ice. Oh, the limit break is crazy too. Wait,
Yeah.
the shop is just totally wild.
Yeah, it's busted, but we can't take the Mummified Hand, Limit Break, and Ice Cream.
True. But maybe just Mummified Hand and Limit Break is enough. Like, we don't need more energy if we've got the Mummified Hand.
Mummified Hand, Limit Break, and wait, hang on.
Oh, there's a power potion too. Mummy, limit, card remove, power pot.
Mummy, limit, card remove, power pot. I want to fit the flame barrier in there as well.
That's fair. It's a good one.
So that's 408. Yeah, we can actually do all of those and still get the power pot.
That sounds really good. Okay, what are we pitching for power pot? Oh, this Gambler's Brew. Okay, check it out. Okay, if we remove 1 normality, this Gambler's Brew guarantees that no matter how we play, we can get past the normality the first time.
Love it.
So that's huge. I think the Mummified Hand is worth it, right?
Yeah, that's always getting clicked. I also think that this is always getting clicked. It's just, I'm looking at these two. Like, I'm held up on the previous question you asked of what gets pitched for the power potion.
Yeah. It's possible that with this limit break, we can pitch the Cultist, but that actually also might make the limit break better, right? It's like, we're now more likely to be at 10 strength or whatever, and turning 10 into 20 with limit break, that wins the fight. It's just having even more chances to get something like Corruption or Barricade online on turn 1 significantly reduces variance. Maybe this is ditch decks. Maybe this is ditch decks. I know, I don't know how I feel about it.
I'll do it. I'll do it, but I don't promise to be happy about it, you hear?
You heard. All right.
Dark Embrace earlier is, pretty good here.
Is awesome. Get those apps online.
Yeah, I don't think we can play as though the next card on top of the deck is normality every single turn right now.
I think we just play the Immolate before the Strike and Pommel Strike, just in case. Just to like have gotten damage out, right? I think that's worth. Oh, yeah. Apparition solves our next turn. That's cool. That's worth it. Whatever we have to deal with drawing here is fine. That's so huge. That's like, I already feel confident that we've won the fight.
Yep. It's definitely a huge nod in that direction. And then, wait, hang on. We're exhausting. So play the non-exhausts first. Okay.
Maybe body slam blood for blood before playing it or something.
Body slam blood for blood before playing.
feels a little weird, right? Do we want to take the 1 risk just because it's so much more damage?
Yeah, I want to take the risk of like killing the Spire Spear or Shield this turn.
Yeah, agreed. Cool. Yeah, I think crank the damage. I'm all about smashing the shield.
Yeah,
I agree with that line big time. A sword that is also a boomerang. Impossible to imagine.
Absolutely impossible to imagine. The mind boggles at such a thing.
It does.
Oh, you just love when they punish themselves like that.
You do. Stop hitting yourself. It's like, how many years of pain? We're gonna get, by the way, so the fact that this fight drops gold, like, comes home so cleanly when you got the rare Bloody Idol run. Can we talk about how much of a hidden MVP the Bloody Idol was in this run?
Yeah, definitely.
It's so uncommon to get that online, and it's just been huge. Oh, if we had the ice cream with the skewer, that's hilarious. I like the Dark Shackles, though. I really do.
Yeah.
One more way to, 43 cards, nice round number.
Oh, normality the first hand. You'll love to see it.
We won. So I guess, do we feel no pain first? Feel no pain, feel no... Oh, but wait, we're going to play Apotheosis? Maybe we just click it first, because it's only 1 card. And then that lets us... The thing is, we want a power pot before the Apotheosis, right? We want a ritual pot, and we want a power pot, and then we want to Apotheosis.
So Shockwave?
But then we're drawing cards again, so we have to, like...
We are, because, sorry, it's the runic code that's...
Yeah. So we play a defend?
Defend? Yeah, okay. All right, I'll do it.
Just to make space for the power pot real quick. And then we're going to be making more energy out of this anyway. Juggernaut is...
What was that? Were you saying singing ball? It sounded like what you were saying there.
It sure did. Sure did.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just going to casually play all of these, actually. It's fine.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We get to start stacking apparitions. We have 2 Feel No Pains online. They're both upgraded by Apotheosis. This turn is gold.
Nutty.
Now all we need to do is get to the better card. And I do think, like, do we have Dark Embrace online?
Is it one of these? No, we don't. So should we strike? Clumsy.
Dig with the clumsies. Yeah, I think so. Plus that's...
Oops.
No, this is good.
It exhausted a thing, so we should have started with strike, I think, though.
It exhausted what? Oh,
I see Clumsy exhausted itself, gave us the block.
But honestly, this is just okay, right? Because we're not going to play Impervious here. This turn is already really solid. And we...
True Grit the Clumsy? Oh, sorry, True Grit the Strike? Yeah, no, that's easier.
Yeah, I think so. I think we just call that a turn.
Love it. Oh, Juggernaut is doing so much work already.
We're allowed to go a bit slower because of how strong our turn 1 was. Oh my god. Yeah, definitely correct.
You'd love to
Make us energy evolve. I played the Feel No Pain first, right? It's going to hit something great.
I'll play the Blood for Blood so I get a better cost reduction from it.
I like that. This is definitely optimizable, right? Absolutely.
Yes. But it might be in a position where it doesn't... Look at that redraw!
Wow. Okay. Wow. But we haven't seen barricades, so we do want to stop drawing, I guess. Drawing. Yes. I haven't said anything about Gambler's Brew because I don't think it matters from here. Like, I think we're already okay.
Okay. What?
How much apparition do we have left?
1. Just the 1, and we have none left in the deck. So a single strike here removes a card that either the Feel No Pain or the Barricade can hit when I Mummified Hand from them. So I think I strike Feel No Pain Barricade first, and then possibly get the Demon Form out if it gets hit. I think the Barricade's more important. We're about to go into the next cycle. The Demon Form could come up soon.
This is interesting. Okay, so here are the considerations.
Yeah.
I think I agree with the assessment that we need to get Barricade online because it lets us float enough block to, like, actually live through the next 2 hits and to save potentially Lizard Tail for a big hit later. I'm also worried, though, that So I think we have 4 turns. Well, technically 5. I think if we make sure we get Barricade online, I do feel that we can consistently live through the next 2 hits. And then there's a buff after that. I think starting the turn after that, we could die. Because we just simply don't have enough max HP. Disarm here would be a big thing to help us be... Well, no, because it's going to clear that
It's about to clear it, yeah.
Yeah, and so without a way to consistently reduce the multi, we're just in death range with the health that we have. So,
instead of the strike, limit break, and then we possibly scale in the next 2 turns off of another limit break to make it a lot easier.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because it's already upgraded anyway.
Yeah.
I think I like that better, and I like floating the energy here. I think I like limit, feel, barricade, and then see what.
Oh, wait, no.
This is good. The disarm does nothing here,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So in this case, do you ever gamble this whole hand?
But then we're not getting back to demon form ever, right?
No, it'll go discard. It gets discarded first. So we could redraw it right away.
Yeah, let's do it.
And that like most likely lets us heavy blade here, which is already a ton of damage.
Does not. But it does get us the demon form. And then the heavy blade!
Nice. That was big. That was a really big turn.
Yes. Great.
Wow. Sick. How much do we prioritize getting through artifact on this turn? If at all.
Do we? I don't think we do. I think it's way too energy inefficient to do that, and we just go for the damage instead.
Just like Flame Barrier Swordorang. Call that a solid turn.
Because
I think that sealed it. I think that sealed it. I think that was a sweet turn and a sweet fight. Sweet run. Fingies crossed. Oh my gosh, body slam.
That's 60 damage incoming so far. We're already extremely fine.
Yeah.
Actually, not just that.
But wait, there's more. GG, Rhapsody.
GG.
Incredible run. I liked the apparitions at the end. We talked about this a little bit off screen because this is something that I was having trouble evaluating. I think apparitions, particularly before Ascension 15, is one of the strongest events in the game. 5 turns of not taking damage for 1 cost is such a big deal in allowing you to just scale with your deck. Later on, it's only 3. My concern was that with Snecko, your average expected apparitions is less than 5. But it turned out that was just okay in this deck because having 2 to 4 turns where we didn't take damage was such a big deal for setting up Demon Form, Barricade, and all of our other scaling. And Snecko, I just found us the answers. So that was really cool. I'm glad you convinced me to take it. I think it was worth. I think it was solid.
I don't know how it would have worked in the universe where we didn't find Barricade immediately thereafter.
True. Right. It's such hindsight analysis, right? It's hard to imagine all of the ways in which that butterfly wing flap would change the universe. Yeah.
But
I think we could have won without them too, but I really liked how they worked with this deck, the deck we made.
It's like I will say exactly what I said off camera as well, is a large amount of wanting to take them on my part here was after the last time we had Snecko and saw apparitions and turned them down for similar reasons as to we were debating turning it down this time. I was just left with this itching curiosity, this burning need to do it and just see how it would work out. Because I've taken apparitions in Snecko decks before, but largely when I do that, I focus on just using them and being hyper aggressive rather than using them and setting up.
Right. Yeah, and it's the best way to learn, right? The only really consistent way to learn with a play like this is to try it. You can theory craft all you want and get a ton of value out of it, but the best thing to do is to put the pen and paper down and just pick up the cards. It's
also worth noting that the apotheosis that we picked up in the final shop was very, very viable because it held the extra apparition that otherwise would have been wasted in the first cycle for the start of the second cycle, which was huge. That saved us like 60 health that turn, and if we hadn't got lethal on the turn after, it would have, the 60 health that we would save that turn would have been the block we needed for that turn. So it was huge in that circumstance.
Even if we hadn't managed Barricade there, actually, we would have been surprised, like, okay, because of Lizard Tail. We had enough effective health.
Oh, right.
To live through that next
I totally forgot about Lizard Tail.
Yeah, I didn't. It was there. It was there calling to me. So that was a lot of my confidence in those few turns. By turn 8, I was horrified, but for turns 5 and 6, I thought we could make it.
Yeah. By the Lizard Tail for me in multiple runs, I've just completely discounted that I had it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, we played our cards as best as we could. GG. End turn. Wait, we are Lizard Tail.
It happens to everyone. It's happened to me. I am the king of don't early GG, and I have called a dozen early GGs and then been bailed out by Lizard Tail for sure. Absolutely. What a wonderful run and fast. Only an hour and a half. Duo with small weekday hour-long breaks between the acts, however long, moment long.
I mean, added into that, you know, the 40 or so minutes, I'm assuming, that we took discussing the Tungsten God.
That's right. That was half the run. That was a hard pick, though. I mean, when do you turn down Tungsten Rod? That may be the only time I've ever turned down Tungsten Rod.
That's actually something I want to think about, is how the turn down of Tungsten Rod affected us in the final combat. Because I know we drew an extra card on turn 1, but just the one. I can
tell you that it mattered for the whole run, even if it only bought us 2 or 3 cards on that final fight. And it did buy us a couple cards on that final fight, because remember, we didn't get barricade set up until turn 4.
Yep.
And so we were getting a card off of it every turn. And when we drew Brutality from Enchiridion, like, that was a lot of our fights.
Also very much worth mentioning that any card you draw is a card you don't have to draw later. If you don't draw a good card, that's fine. That card is not in your next hand. So even like the Runic Cube, I think over the course of that fight drew us 2 cards, because the first 2 turns I played something first. But if we didn't draw 2 cards, the hand before the last hand doesn't have Demon Form or Barricade.
Yeah, that's true. Those were the last 2 cards.
So that's, and Demon Form after the pitch was also the last card, so we would not have hit it.
The combination of those effects, Snecko Eye drawing, Bag of Prep drawing, Gambler's Brew in hand, Runic Cube drawing, all of those effects together were what made a 43 card deck feel like it was about 20.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because we drew through the whole thing in 4 turns and found the cards we needed at the bottom of the deck, or the cards we wanted at least, right? We actually put in a lot of work without those key powers. So really cool. I really think a lot of people sleep on Runic Cube specifically for heart runs. I'm not going to say that it's stronger than Pyramid or Snecko, and honestly, I think it's not that fruitful of an exercise to try to compare apples to rocket ships. But Runic Cube does a really cool thing in the heart fight. It says when you play a card, draw a card. That's a powerful effect, and if you are trying to consistently beat the heart, I think your evaluation of Runic Cube has to go up some.
I think that actually might be like a very succinct way of describing why Runic Cube for me is so low, but you were excited to see it in the boss swap, because I wasn't thinking about the heart. I just wasn't.
I wasn't for a long time either. It was actually kind of a run like this. It was a run where I kind of took it on accident. It wasn't a boss swap, but I had like a bloodletting in the deck, and I took it and I was like, wait, wow, this is really strong. Like, I just won this heart fight because of the optionality provided to me by Runic Cube. The gambit is always, will I be strong enough outside of that fight, right? If you don't have Beat of Death, Beat of Death is the effect that you're playing around. So if you're not also doing neat things with self-damage, with jacks and bloodletting and stuff, then it's giving you like a turn whenever you card whenever you underblock. It's still good, but it's not maybe as strong consistently as having energy, right? So it's a tricky one, but I do think it's better than people think.
It's interesting that it's in a position where people don't think it's particularly good, especially like removing it from the context of fighting the heart. Like people reasonably surmise that it isn't necessarily the strongest boss relic, I think is a fair position to take. But this used to come with negative 20% of your max HP. What was it? It was something wild. Like the Runic Pyramid used to have, -1 to its draw. This also had negative 20% to your max HP.
Did it really?
I'm almost certain, yeah.
All the Runic stuff had some like, I didn't know that. That's before me. Wow.
That actually might have been their design goal for all of the Runic stuff to have a significant downside. But, 2 of them are obviously going to have a downside being a boss relic.
Right.
Or Runic Cube also was a boss relic, so I guess three of them in that case.
That's so fascinating to think that the theming of Runic might have broken down over time. Also, by the way, one more way to think about if Runic Cube is strong is if you think Emotion Chip is strong, then Runic Cube is probably decently strong too. Because Emotion Chip encourages you to find a way to take a little bit of damage to get value out of orbs, and Runic Cube does something very similar. Granted, one of them is not a boss relic.
That's interesting, because emotion control, I always, like, we'll talk about it eventually in a defect run, but emotion control, emotion control. Emotion control is a card from Cosmic Encounter? Why am I,
Streams are fully crossed.
Extremely fully crossed. Wait, what is the name of the relic again when you take damage?
Emotion Chip.
Emotion Chip. There we go. Emotion Chip. I usually look at that and go, okay, so on the turn that I fail to block enough, this is more block next turn. This is, to me, self-forming clay.
Yeah. Oh, self-forming clay is, I think, like one of the strongest relics in the game. Also related to the heart fight, where you can get hit 15 times. Or take beat of death damage to feed it, right? Turns Combust into a net gain of 2 effective health, turns Brutality into a net gain of 2 effective health, and turns Beat of Death into net gain.
I would love to see an Ironclad run where we legitimately pick up a Bloodletting.
Yes, it's so rare. It's so rare. But Runic Cube can be one of the components to do it. Anyway, we'll end up analyzing every run we haven't done if we're not careful, but this was a lovely run, and I'm glad I got to join for it.
I am extremely glad that you were here as well. You were a large part of what made it such a fun time and a lovely run. Hey, Teak.
Hey, Rhapsody.
What do you do? Where do you do it?
I am a full-time broadcaster. You can find me over at twitch.tv/sneakyteak. I stream 6 days a week, mostly at the same time, about 7 p.m. Central, which I think is translated to other times below the stream. Friday's my day off. Play a bunch of games like Slay the Spire, Monster Train, recently Gunfire Reborn, RimWorld, all sorts of lovely roguelites, indies, strategy games, and whatever suits the mood. And I do have a YouTube channel, and it has no content. So if you want to join the cult of emptiness, feel free, be my guest. There'll be content there someday.
You've gone from the entirely different direction with your YouTube channel to which I did, which is I went not just like, you know, going from streaming to YouTube rather than the inverse.
Right.
But my thing was I like hit the ground hard when I started on YouTube. So I just started creating hundreds and hundreds of videos, and
which is very quick.
I know. I think that's, you know, what you got to do if you've not got like an outside source of influence that's giving you actual growth. You kind of just have to, you know, hand out flyers on every street corner, effectively, kind of situation.
True.
Right? But the thing that was my goal for the longest time was to finally have more subscribers than I had videos on the channel.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's incredible. Wow, prolific.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And and you have blasted that out already.
well, any number is bigger than 0, so
that's true. That's true.
Any whole
positive integer
number. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Well, for the moment, thank you for coming along. Well, not just for the moment, but for the whole series, thank you for coming along. But also for the moment. Hopefully you, out there in YouTube land, have been enjoying yourselves. There is a playlist in the description down below with all of our content on this game, past, present, and future, as well as the links that Teak had just mentioned. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next week.